Welcome everybody to the Evercade podcast. It's me, Rich, Crow, Pete, not in any particular order. What is up, everybody? And we're all four of us are here at the start of the show. Awesome.
There we go. Again? How did this happen?
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I love that. That's great. Oh man. Yeah. I don't know why this intro cracks me up every time. It gets me into the mood, which is the idea. So hopefully everyone else. I don't know why we were just pointing. Maybe I don't know, but it's all good. We're in a good mood. So hopefully all of you all have had a good week.
I don't know if I'm in a good mood. I have to go back to work after I'm done.
That's a bummer.
Well, I don't have to. I guess I don't have to do anything. But
it's fun.
Work needs to be done.
Yes.
Work.
Yeah, I've been there. Nice.
Work.
Start off the show right. What's up,
Crash? Hey, that's a great way to start out the show. Awesome, Crashline. Thank you so much for becoming a channel member.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, that's how excited I get. Thank you. Yeah, that's a great way here. Speaking of that, let's say hi to the chat. We can talk about some things and some stuffs and all that. I'm feeling pumped. So one thing just to point it out for those of you who didn't scroll up because I thought this was funny. So I said first, and then Brooklyn Menace was like, "Well, technically I'm first because it's your show." And then of course Crow's like, "Well, actually I'm first because my YouTube channel came out in 2006."
I didn't actually make my channel to make videos. I only made my channel so I could have a list of favorited videos to go back to. That's the only reason I made my channel back then.
Nice. That's just funny. And then who do we have? We have John Schneiderman, a channel member, Lloyd JRM. We have another channel member, JSouth5942. We got Julian D. Got channel member Phantom Fiction, and actually kind of in the news, something we'll be talking about those of you who've seen the community tab, iHeartRadio, and had to find something that repeats. Archive Gig. We got Taz. Yeah, when I say the V and the W are silent. Got Sucker NC. Got Crashline. Thank you again. We got Toxo, just running off Megalomania, and the infamous Ian Hobbies. I don't know what makes him infamous, but I think it's the shadow. I don't know. That's what. And we have Gen Joke. Man, the chat is just booming. All right, everybody. So, yeah. All right. We can.
What you got there? It looks like you're doing an unboxing.
Yeah, there's all sorts of boxes just floating around my house right now.
Yeah, actually, I need to. Those of you who haven't checked it out, like Rich, has a year's worth of auctions on Facebook, and I'm halfway through that video, and it's pretty cool. Some of the stuff, dude, some of those Master System games. I was
yeah, man.
And the fact that you got them at less or below retail, that's whatever. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, shout out to Retro Game Bin Auctions on Facebook. It's a group of auctioneers in the Canada area, all over, and each one of them takes a different day, and they run an all-day auction where there's I don't know where they get these items from, but it's every week they have 20, 30 things to bid on, and it's pretty good. You can catch a pretty decent deal every once in a while, as long as there isn't there are some tug of war sometimes. There's some people that really, really want a particular game or whatever, and those can go high. But for the most part,
I was going to say, for those of you who don't know, Rich is no longer a retro channel; he's an unboxing channel. But no.
Hey, you could be a retro unboxing channel.
Yeah,
it can be both. Well, I mean, I'm about to.
He's got a lot of cool stuff. I love it.
It continues. Well, I mean, the unboxings. As I knock over boxes, the unboxings will continue because there was a winner in the race. For those of you that have been watching the channel, earlier this week, I had a race. Who was going to win, Amazon or Play Magi themselves? And we have a winner, but you'll find out this week.
I just had an idea. everybody's got an unboxing channel. I need to make a boxing channel where I just put things into boxes and seal them up.
That's awesome.
That's put things into boxes. That's funny. Hey, put in some of those like printouts. Send it to me. And I'll unbox it.
Yeah, right.
I have eBay accounts, and I got things on eBay. Whenever I sell something, I just make a video of me boxing it up.
That's great.
That could be funny.
So yeah, one thing I did want to talk about. And I know, like we brought up a little last time, and I know there's some people like still talking about like the carts and patching them. And I'm glad that the Blaze did come out and they've addressed it and they've just said we've been quiet about it and all that. But kind of like basically to kind of summarize this, I won't read the whole thing from the Discord, is that they're saying that pretty much there's a very small percentage of like less than a 1% chance. I mean, there's always and that they said that like the Air 7 is preventing corruption if you get that. And then they say restart your device and you should be able to do it again without any issue. And they said they're gonna have a full post explaining and all that. And they just said that don't be afraid to updates. And if there's issues, it's rare contact. I mean, I can't speak on behalf of Blaze, but I have a feel like if you did like bork a cart in the update, I think they would probably send you another one. I would imagine that, like, unless it's like, hey, my entire collection updated and you know what I mean? Like I doubt Blaze would leave anyone out to dry. So that's I'm glad that they did come out and say something, because being silent isn't good. Update all your carts. I've updated all of mine. So I will say, throughout the history of buying, I've only had 3 that failed. One of them was, what was that one collection with a? I can't remember. It was only like, I think it was like the back.
Your audio is going in and out. Very weird.
Is it?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
A little muffled.
How about now?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have it in front. There was the one batch. What's that one game with all those like weird games like that racing? Oh, I can't remember what the hell. If I look behind me.
What, Codemasters?
Yes, yeah, Codemasters. But that was, I think that was like the batch that only, I think if you got it from like, it only went to Canada from Video Games Plus, because I know like me and Pete were affected. And it was just that one game. It was that one, and then for me, like the fluke, like, God, when I think of collections, I have like serious like brain fart, and I hate it. And then the renovation collection, that one, and then Duke 2. So for what, like nearly like what 50 carts or whatever, not too, and that's like anything, and when I've had those issues, I've gotten all those replaced. So it's not a big.
How many cartridges have you had replaced?
Yeah.
How many? You said how many? You've had 3 cartridges replaced.
Yeah, or well, with the Duke 2. Yeah, that'll be my 3rd one.
That seems like a lot to me.
Out of like 50 carts, I mean, yeah, but one of them was like a, that manufacturing issue with the first one, and then there's always a fluke with everything else. So, Technos didn't have any.
They said Blaze can't replace the rare ones, but they kind of can, because if you send them back the cartridge, they could reflash it.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. But there haven't been any updates for Technos 1. Well, I mean, it's just anything. I think like what I've learned, and kind of like to head off like what I did to Duke 2. It's like just take like a quick 30-second video. I mean, Video Games Plus is like never, like they've never disputed it, and like the email address, like they don't know that I'm like the Evercade Effect. Like I do that on purpose, because I want to test, I want to test their customer service. I don't want to be, oh, I better send this, and all that. I'm not sure which Technos, because the arcade one, yeah, that still is being printed. So yeah, that's really all that there is in the news. I did want to go to my polls.
Well,
unless there's anything else anyone else wants to say about this.
Well, I mean, just like minor news, because I didn't personally notice the actual release date of the next set of cartridges until the last email from Funstock, but it's the end of this month.
Yeah, end of February
29th. So, start checking mailboxes in the last week of February. It's going to be pretty good. And then I would expect also that's when we're going to get the next set. Like that week, we'll wind up getting some cool things to talk about on the 2nd of March.
Yes. Oh, no, I can't wait for that. Oh, did you say mailboxes and cool things to talk about?
Yeah.
So I did. No. Going into polls. So check this out. So for this, just wanted to bring up real quick that yes, the Evercade Effect now has its own PO box. And actually, I have to give a huge shout out to Phantom Fiction. He kind of like reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I'd like to donate some stuff to your channel," which is awesome. So I'm like, "Why not?" I'm like thought it'd be just a fun idea to set it up if people want to send me stuff or whatever. So expect for a future video. Actually, he sent me. He did not have to do this. I didn't have to this. He sent me 2 packages. I got one yesterday, and one is coming today, which I'll have to get Monday because of the post office. What's in the box? What?
Yeah, I sure hope
watch your stuff now.
That'd be really weird if that was
One of them I know what it is. The other one I have no idea. But yeah, look out for videos. That'll be cool. Kind of scrolling down here. I just want to say too, I do appreciate everyone who's jumped on it, interacted for when I've done streaming. That's been a blast.
Cool.
Okay, so for this, it's been kind of mentioned a lot. I forget. I think it was Jen Joke that said that Evercade is kind of the modern equivalent of collecting vinyl. And for me personally, while I'm working, I go on a walk, driving. I always like to have music in the background. And for me, I listen to it on Spotify because it's a huge convenience. That I pay for ad free, so I can skip to whatever because they kind of get you on that. I can stand to look at commercials, but when you're trying to skip through songs, it disrupts the flow. So I always listen on Spotify. I don't collect music. I don't, anything else. But I was curious to see what people reacted to. So the highest was streaming. Yeah, whatever stream. I figured so. But I was curious if anybody actually listens to CDs, listens to CDs at a CD player.
Yeah, 13.
I have a booklet over there, but see, for me though,
the problem here is that you don't have a way to select multiple things because listen to music more than one way.
Dude, it's so funny because some people are like, well, you don't have this. I'm like, that's why I have other reasons. See comments. Because when I pick certain things, I'm looking for a certain response. For me, at my own curiosity, I could have just said do you listen to it on CDs? But no, there's a difference between ripping them and bringing in the devices. So I was very curious. And then 10% of people listen to music on vinyl because I know kind of if I were to collect vinyl, I would do it for the artwork and the physical media aspect.
Yeah,
but I probably wouldn't listen to it on it.
It's so weird that ripping CDs to MP3s is 23% because it would be just far
22.
easier just to download the MP3s and listen to them.
Yeah,
well, but it's ownership. It's kind of with the Polymega or something, right? It's ownership and all that. But let's see what some of you have said. Toxo said, he tends to buy the CD, rips it to MP3, and puts them on an SD card. Yeah, I mean you could do it, but there's this sense of ownership. Or I was recently introduced to pop groups like the Spice Girls. That's funny. Technical and a technician. Oh, so here's what's funny. Dude, he put the radio. I'll do it super cheap, that cracks. So what's interesting, the radio.
Yeah, you didn't put XM on there.
No. But to me, because you can still listen to AM or whatever. But in some places, maybe that's your only option. So yeah, I thought that was just kind of funny, listening to it on the radio. And then we have I think that's Skeltrax. God, I still hate how YouTube has done that. Depends, having a CD collection, majority streams, Venom, MP3, FLAC, PC and phone, CD and vinyl. I use streaming. Interesting though. I use YouTube to preview. Jason Shears. Yeah, used to use an iPod, now YouTube. And we got PK, Spotify, and vinyl. Mr. Shua. Depends. I stream from my phone, but when I'm working, I also love records.
Nice.
YouTube. Yeah. Multivision. Everything and everything. That's great. See, I didn't put a choice for that, but YouTube doesn't let you pick multiple choices. I don't think. More. You can only just do one selection. So, but yeah, I get it.
There's how to listen to a soundtrack.
Yeah. Yeah. Surprise! There's an option. I listen to the radio. I'm yeah, but you you could only pick like 5 options for YouTube, and if I do one for comments, so it's really 4, and then Mike Nintendo Power, whatever, on YouTube, RMGB TV with my ears. I thought that was hilarious. Like, how do you listen with my ears? You know,
Nice.
yeah. So, yeah, no, that was excellent. We had over 80 people, and no, I love how the community engages in the polls. It's just kind of a fun way for for people to kind of like get in there and stuff. What else? Vinyl and vinyl recordings put into vinyl.
Vinyl is recordings put onto vinyl. Yes.
Ed, did you fix your audio for gameplay stream? Oh, was there an issue with? I hope there wasn't an issue with my. Well, so like right. Oh, unless you like right now, I don't have it. I haven't gone through the virtual adapter dance where you can it'll play like the Evercade music through it. I don't have like crow. I haven't done a crow configuration. There, that's a new word. But
my configuration, I got my ideas from other people.
But I think it's funny because I think I'm looking into that, but sometimes I'm like, I just want to mess with the stream. Yeah, CDs are dirt cheap. What else? Hello.
I think it's funny that like in some stores like Best Buy and like Target, Walmart, you could go in there and buy vinyl records, but you can't buy CDs.
Yeah, because no, I get that because there's more of a collectible, more of a collectible. Did I say collectible? Collectible market. And then time eternal. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's not the fact that the cards are going corrupt or anything. It's just that there's weird things that happen sometimes, and it's like really, really, really rare for them to happen.
The only issues that I've had, and like Blaze gives a general disclaimer, is that they say this right in the update. If you have previous save states, then that they may not work, which is understandable, and they give that give that disclaimer. And actually, I think on stream I talked about like with Good Boy Galaxy, but they fixed the SRM saves, which is good. Like I should have done like an SRM save now. The one thing I wish Blaze would do, and I forget who brought it up, I wish they would just show like a progress bar, like when you do the firmware updates, just to let you know like where, like how far you. I think that would make people feel better, and then automatically restart your console.
Yep.
Yeah, no problem.
It would suck though if you are on a RPG and you've got 25 hours in, and you don't pay attention to any type of media, which most gamers don't. And you all of a sudden update and you lose your save state and 25 hours down the drain. That sucks balls, right?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, when I put in the Pika Arcade 1, it did want to update that cartridge, and it was very clear that the save states wouldn't be there once I updated.
Yeah, you're assuming people read.
Well,
it was the only thing on the screen to read. If you don't read it, that's your own fault, I think.
Yeah. What if English is not your first language?
Well, then that's why isn't the Evercade? Don't you select your language when you boot it up for the?
I don't know. Does that work on the cart upgrades? That's a good point.
I don't know.
I would assume.
Speaking of cartridge updates, hey, also, I just put in the C64 collection in the VS, and there's an update for it. So
does it make the games playable?
Actually, you know what? That's that is a good.
I'm about to patch it. I'm going to do it right now.
I just patched the Duke Nukem collection too, so I have no idea what it fixed on that collection.
So you're getting an error 7 on that, right?
Got an error 7. So let's see how to fix it.
You put it in the Super Pocket and you update it, and then you put it.
What?
And then, yes, that's
The way to fix the problem is to put it in a Super Pocket.
Dude,
I don't have a Super Pocket.
Oh, wow.
I talked because it's
that's awesome customer service right there.
I talked about
in
this
order for you to update it, you need to go buy another product from us. Wow.
Well, you don't have to buy another one. You just do that. And
that sounds like a marketing.
But do it though. You'd have to downgrade the firmware, and that was kind of the biggest complaint that I was saying is that one patch shouldn't rely on the other. So you put it in the Super Pocket, it should update it. Then you'll take it after that, then put it back into the VS, and then it should work. Yeah.
Well, let's find out. Let's do it.
Remember when the Evercade is not in? Yeah, but in 2024 though, any new device like you do want
Well, it kind of was.
You do want patches and improvements, right? You don't want it,
I mean, yeah, it didn't have an internet connection, but everybody was still updating their firmware on it just by connecting it to their computers.
Good.
Okay. So yeah, sees the update.
Yeah, so patch it. Yeah, but no, but yeah, but if you yeah, that's what we were saying last time. Like, if you didn't have this device, and you'd have to downgrade the firmware, you'd have to contact support, you'd have to downgrade the firmware. You know,
Takes
What
a
are you
while
showing
to
on
do it.
screen, Rich?
wouldn't update. Yeah, wouldn't update on the VS, but on the XP. Yeah, you know what? Mine wouldn't. My card actually it wasn't recognized on the EXP. It was kind of a
It was funny because it did the update, and I was like, "Oh, okay, it's updating." And I went and I did something else, and I totally did not pay attention to how long it took at all.
but here before we get talking to C64 collection. So here's one thing that I just wanted to point out. So like all of us, we advocate like, hey, we want all these cool features, we want all these all updates, we want to save high scores, and then Blaze gives it to us, and then of course there's like and then some people will complain, but it's like we can't have it both
Dude,
ways,
welcome
guys.
to the internet.
Right.
So what was that? Just about 40 seconds?
Yeah.
Something like that?
So to then take
Yeah,
that
well, the
out,
thing is, like
put that in your
it's not the
VS.
same people like that are complaining. It's
I
different
know,
people.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
assuming it's this exact same people complaining. Like, I don't want any more features from Blaze because I know they'll never deliver on them. So I just want good games.
Why not both?
I don't want both. I just want them to make games that work that doesn't require you to jump through a million hoops to play a game. That's all. So that
Yeah,
means
that's kind of
slowing
the
down
point,
games.
because
just don't put
if
it
you
through
wanted
the
to-
games. Have higher quality control.
If you
Well,
wanted
that's
to
weird.
jump through a million hoops to play games, you could do that right now on your computer.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't say like applying a patch is a million hoops. Kind of like what Rich is doing now. Yeah, that's
Well,
that
for
kinda
retro
sucks.
games, it kind of is, right? Like for retro games, people don't expect that.
Maybe I don't know because I
Yeah,
kind of
that's
think.
not, like with,
Because I kind of
with
think
those
if you want
older
that
collections.
experience, I was going to say, I think if you want that experience, and you get like a non-internet connected console. But the funny thing, though, remember with the OG handheld, so many people were complaining, like, I can't update this. This is too complicated. And I'm like, now they
That's
give
why
you
I was
Wi-Fi.
always kind of
I don't think a
confused.
lot
Like,
of people was complaining. Just the people that happened to comment on a video that got 500 views or 1,000 views. Let's be real here, right? It's like it's a small percent of of people complaining. So it's not a lot of people complain about that stuff. It's just it gets highlighted when shows like this talk about it, right? But like I think in general, I think majority of people who brought the original Evercade, and they'll probably couldn't care less that they updated or didn't know they could update it, and they were quite happy. To be honest with you, like when you think of it, it's just a numbers game. We
or they're
talk
like,
about
"Oh,
stuff
it's an
because
update."
you got something to talk about on the show, but like I wouldn't just say that's the community in general.
Well, no, I didn't say in general. I'm just saying it's just that's how the internet. That's like you said, how the
But
internet
no,
works.
but you got to think about it. It's like, okay, you make a video and you get 500 views. If one person complains on that 500 views, but I'm sure they sold 100,000 versions of the original Evercade or something like that. So I mean, I think Blaze is doing right actually, not listening to the crybabies like us out there.
I wouldn't call us. I wouldn't call us crybabies. I would say if anything, maybe they did listen to us and they did give features like auto fire, and they did give us features where it saves the high scores, and that's
But
and
you
that's
asked
kind
for
of
auto fire.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever mentioned it once on this show in 4 years. Auto fire.
Oh, I have.
Really?
Yeah, we
Let's
have.
go back.
Dude,
Let's
yes.
go back and find
Yeah.
how many times
Yeah,
we
dude,
mentioned auto
I
fire.
talk about I was like,
Because we talked about it
"Why
last.
did you
We
just
talked about
broadcast
it last week
I-
specifically.
Yeah, last
Yeah.
week because they gave it to us.
Yeah, I talked about no because I talked about auto fire since because the thing that I hold Blaze accountable for, I'm like, listen, if on a free product like downloading RetroArch, if you get all these things for free and we have a paid product, like you should get all the premium features for a paid product. That's what I hold them accountable to. And so I'm glad that they're doing it. I'm glad that they're doing it, especially like when I really noticed it when I was like when I streamed the other day and I played like a R-Type and I was like, and I forgot that autofire was there, or like when Richard.
Well,
tested
yeah,
out,
but R-Type, there's a reason not to use it there too. So.
Oh yeah, for charging. But that's what's great
Yeah.
though. It's mapped to the buttons.
I'm pretty pro auto fire update.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it was night and day for me on Toplan.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh,
going to
really?
complain
I
about a
don't really
feature
use
I'm
it,
not going
so.
to use, but yeah.
Oh, dude, all the time. Because like
I never used it originally, so I don't think I'd ever, because I never had a TurboGrafx, so I've never.
Well, yeah, for the toe playing, like I said, I play everything on the VS, so I use my arcade stick. I got auto fire
Yeah.
whenever I want anyway. So
Right.
when you
right.
play a game for a long time and you keep mashing and it's like, God, it's just
yeah, that's what the toe playing. That's one thing that I had to complain about toe playing.
Yeah.
Even though if I could, I wouldn't be able to play those on the handheld without an auto fire feature on it.
Right.
Otherwise, you just get.
Hmm.
I'm tired of mashing
If
this
you're
button
playing
so
like
often.
a quick 5 or 10 minutes, no. But if you're playing longer, then yeah, it's like
Yeah.
saves
But-
hands.
So yeah, even though it did the patch twice, it worked.
Okay.
So see, now we're at
Yeah.
patch complete.
Yeah, and then that's what we were talking about last time. That if they make a patch, it should be completely independent. You shouldn't have to do like a previous, and that's also why I patch all my carts. I don't want to be behind.
Mhm.
And listen, I understand that like probably a lot of people who play the games like aren't like in the IT industry and don't but it's
So so that's what it was though, right? It was one patch behind. So you
Yes.
had patch and then patch.
yes,
Got
yes.
it.
And that's why, and that's why with the super pot, because I kind of use that to like I use that as like the level testing field for things because it's like you said, it's like a firmware or two behind.
Mhm.
And it seems to load stuff faster too. I don't know. I don't know why. But yeah,
I could try the Evercade that I never updated.
yeah. But definitely, if you only have like one every, it'd be an inconvenience. So, all right, what do you guys think of Alley Cat?
It's interesting. A lot of people really like this game. If I remember correctly, I was kind of lukewarm on it. Alley Cat, I gave it a 6 out of 10. It's kind of interesting because the thing that bothers me is you never want to fly as fast as you possibly can in this game, even though it's a race technically. It's a very strange game to me. I never played it growing up, so that was my first time playing it. I know this was a popular game in the EU, so a lot of people really like this game, especially I like the music. But me, again, I was like, I just thought it was okay.
Was this one of those C64 games where you can have the music or the sound effects, or I forget if it did both at the same time?
This one might have done both. I
Yeah.
can't remember exactly. I don't remember there being again, it might have been. I know it's been a while since I played this one. Like you said, it's not one of my favorites on this cart. Where did I put it on the list? I put it. It's like right in the middle, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, this one was this one like I'm like, does it want to be a shooter or a racer? Yeah, I wasn't a big fan because it's like
It's
kinda
more
does
of a
both.
shoot 'em up than anything because you're not really racing against anything.
You got those obstacles. Yeah.
But what was interesting though is like every race, there's like specific criteria. Like, oh, you could you get more bonus points if you sometimes destroy as much stuff as you can. But then sometimes you get more bonus points by not destroying stuff. It just depends on what the special criteria comes up for the race. Or by destroying other racers or something like that. It's kind of weird because it's set up to be a racing game, but it's not really a racing game.
Spy Hunters, yeah.
Oh yeah, and this is the one where you can transform your ship too, which was kind of cumbersome. There's a lot of things to do in this game. That was I think one of the complaints I had about this thing. There's a lot of controls in this game for a controller that only has one button.
That's true.
Because you can go faster, you could go slower, you could go up, you could go down, elevation-wise, you can transform, and you're doing all of this with a joystick with one button. So I thought it was just way too much stuff thrown in there for your controls.
What do you go? What do you guys
Everybody
think?
else forget about this game? Again, if we had somebody from Europe over here, I'm sure they'd be talking about this game nonstop because this was a popular game in Europe.
I'm currently playing this game. So, I mean, yeah, it's. I agree with most of the sentiments here. Let me get it out here so I'm not like making too much noise. But yeah, I mean it's something that I would sit down and play and hang out with. But I mean I don't know if it's something that is like on the top of my like, oh man, I really got to play this. I'm having a good time. It's just like, it's cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this game. Like each environment the hazards are like sometimes they're more destructible, sometimes they're tougher to destroy, and sometimes you have to go up and down to weave in and out of the obstacles. Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like yeah.
See,
Seems
that's
alright.
what my annoyance was, having to weave in and out and then shoot them. That's what I mean. It was just like, yeah. There wasn't,
That's why
like,
it was more important to like control your speed than anything else in this game. And that's tough to do with the controls.
Yeah. It's also hard to tell like what you can hit and what you are flying over.
Yes, that's true too. You really have to get used to the graphics to understand what you like. What's a hazard and what's not for your elevation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you
not
believe
not,
it
not a
works.
horrible game, but not like, oh my god, I gotta play.
Yeah, I said it was a positive game. I said it was good, but just like I gave just an okay. I don't think I'd go back and play this.
Yeah. All right, Pete. Anything you wanna say about this game?
It's not memorable.
There you
That's about it,
go.
right? Like, you can really say that about a good chunk of games, but
Well, yeah, I guess it really depends on like your nostalgia for this game. Because
yeah, exactly.
Like,
Like
yeah.
every game on the Evercade is like that, right?
Well, I could say, yeah, a lot of times it's nostalgia, but sometimes there's been older games that I've played that I really liked, and I'm like, I can't believe I never really played this game before.
Yeah,
Mm.
same here. Like, I mean, that's why I like games that aren't on Super Nintendo, NES, and that games consoles I never had back in the day. So I appreciate games that are on like Genesis, PC Engine, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, the only way to really know is to play them. Yeah, you can look at people's reviews and stuff, but the only way to really know is to play them.
Yep. I think like reviews are only good to stay away from purchasing something that somebody evidently watching them shows it's real crap, right? Like it has control issues or whatever.
That's why I don't think you can even really trust just one person. Like,
Exactly. You gotta go
yeah.
everywhere, right? Because
Yeah.
God, that's why I don't do reviews, because Jesus. If you had to
Well, the
buy a
best
game based on
advice-
what I think of it, you're an idiot.
Well, the best. Well, see, the best advice. I forget.
And I'll say that to everybody else on this panel. Like, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
If someone
what I'll
says they
say,
didn't like the game of this panel, I'm going and checking out somebody else's review, because everybody has different opinions. And
yeah, what
Oh,
I'm going
yeah.
to say is like, yeah, there's no such thing as an unbiased review. Every review is
100%.
biased one way or another.
What you
You
have
are
to, I forget what I heard
100%
YouTubers
correct.
say, but what you have to do is find a YouTuber, a few YouTubers that you identify with, and then find somebody who has like similar tastes. And that's what I do. And that's why when somebody says, then you can get an idea if you're going to like it or not. That's kind of.
Well,
but
also,
and do you
even
really
if it's somebody,
know YouTubers though? Like, do you really know them? Like,
yeah, I mean, that's
I do.
I'd say just look up, like, even if it's somebody who likes genre of games you don't, if they don't have similar tastes, still watch the review and see what they say.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have some sort of perspective that you wouldn't have taken into consideration.
that's why I like looking at, like, when there's a game I'm interested in, I'm like, I usually check out 4 or 5 different videos on it before I buy it. Like Elden Ring, for example, greatest game in the last 20 something years. I watched 10 videos before I purchased it, because I wanted to know how different it was from what I assumed it was going to be, and it was like booyah.
And that's why, if you're on YouTube, you shouldn't not like do a video on a game just because like dozens of other people have done it already.
Yeah,
Put your
exactly.
own perspective on it.
Do what
course.
you want.
That's why
man.
people watch
That's what
us.
YouTube's about. Don't be a slave to stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, if I was a slave to stuff, I wouldn't do Evercade videos or Portal videos on my channel. I do nothing but Steam Deck, but I do what I'm interested in. If people don't like it, they can kiss my bum.
Yeah, that's exactly why my channel is just nothing but pinball stuff, because I'll do what I want.
Right?
Yeah.
So
I don't think they're. Yeah, that's what we all. Yeah, pretty much. We all
I gotta
do.
stop watching your pinball stuff, because you're skewing my opinion on the same tables, and I'm like,
I haven't done a pinball video in quite a while.
you did your ones on slot shots.
Okay, there's that one, yes.
See,
But
you don't even know your own content.
I didn't even count that one because I was thinking specifically of like pinball effects.
Like, for example, this game here, right? I'm playing Duke Nukem Advance. Never played it before, but if I only had to watch one video, say I watched Ed's video, I would never play this game if I only trusted one person, because Ed can't stand this collection. I love this collection. I think it's amazing.
Yeah,
It
this
rivals
game-
for me.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
rivals number. I'm having just as much fun with this as I had in the last 6 weeks with part 1.
Oh, not me at
No,
all.
no,
See, that's
Battle
the
Valley.
other thing too. You can't say like every single game is good, otherwise, and you have to have varying opinions. So, but that's what's great.
This-
We all do.
this
Well,
is
you
one of those
can.
games.
A person can say they like every single game on a collection. Why couldn't they?
No, but I mean, like, if put it this way: if every single collection that came out, if I said this collection was awesome, then that would be kind of weird because like not everybody can find everything. Otherwise, it's kind of like then like your opinions don't have a value if you
Well,
always say yes.
if
to
you
everything.
say that and you don't believe it, you're lying, right? So just say
Right,
your
yeah.
opinion. That's what I mean,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Just say your opinion and you're good.
You have to be honest. But yeah, let's talk about.
Now I was gonna say
Battle.
this one. I remember this one is either sound effects or music. But
Battle
what
Valley.
was funny
What,
was I
Choplifter?
remember. No, this is Battle Valley.
Well, that's Choplifter.
This isn't Choplifter because you're not lifting anybody.
I know, but it got that same vibe to me. Any helicopter game that's horizontal is Choplifter.
What was funny though is like I remember I never played this game before because again this is another Usen game. It's actually a racket game, and a racket game is a Usen budget game. So I immediately pegged this as a budget game, and I didn't think it was going to be that good. But the thing is that this game is really good. This game is actually was really fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it for sure.
Yeah.
But I love Choplifter. I think Choplifter is so underrated in the retro community.
I'm having a fun time.
Really, I think a lot of people like put Choplifter like really high up there. Like
I don't know. It's not up there in the same category as a lot of other franchises, but I really enjoyed almost every iteration of Choplifter.
so you're considering this to be Choplifter.
Well, it feels that in that vibe, right? Like it just
Kind
has
of
that
with the chopper, yeah, where you could turn left
chopper
and right
going
or-
back and forth, instant turning around. There's no rescuing, no, but the combat's like you got air combat, bombs. It feels it's in that ilk enough to be kind of compared.
But this is kind of interesting because you start like kind of in the middle of the map, and you have to go to both ends in order to finish the game. And it's really funny because like at the end of each level, there's like a giant missile you have to destroy. There you go. There's your lifting. You have to fix the bridge.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's really cool. See, to be honest, this game didn't hold my interest to get that far. I might need to revisit it. Yeah. For me, I think. the
Oh,
thing
that's
is
right. You have to switch back and forth between the chopper and the tank. Why did I completely forget about the tank?
Yeah.
So I think when you play this game, if you're
That's
expecting
what
it to be a
I
shooter,
started as the tank, and then I kept running over the bridge, like before it got repaired, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? To start
Yeah,
going
you're
the other way?
supposed to use the chopper. That's right. You're supposed to use the chopper to scout ahead for the tank, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, and
I
I,
think
like
my
how it's, like,
mistake
kind
is-
of persistent. Like the
I,
things.
was
that
I think
you
my
think
mistake is I
are
play this
slow
game
down.
thinking it was going to be like a like a shooter, but if you
It's
play it
not
like
a
it's going to
shoot
be
'em
a
up.
shoot 'em up.
It's
Yeah, see, that's
definitely not a shoot 'em up.
Exactly, and I
It
think
kind
that
of
was
has
the
elements of that, but it's not. Really, yeah, you're supposed to like, yeah, and then you get to the checkpoints, and they kind of dock at the checkpoints. Yeah.
Oh,
And then
no.
you could kind of switch between base and base, I think, depending on if you have a tank there or a chopper there.
No.
Yeah, you clear out the way for the tank, and then the tank just flies through the level.
Yeah.
You take out as much as you can with the chopper. Some things you can't take out with the chopper that you have to use the tank for.
Mhm.
And that's why I'm just kind of not flying super fast because I knew stuff was coming up.
It's pretty good.
It's kind of weird with those missiles too. Just kind of certain areas, just missiles start just shooting out, like zigzagging through. Yeah, because this anti-aircraft gun is easier to take out with the tank than it is with the chopper. Yeah. Ammo. Give yourself
Yeah.
more ammo.
See, no, I mean this is cool and all, but for me, I was like if I want to get into a game to play a shooter, like this is like too much like work. Like I want to like go through, dodge things, kill things, shoot things. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I get the appeal.
Again,
not
this is
good.
like they're trying some different things here. This was a budget game, so
Yeah.
like I kind of had my expectations set already, and it just turned out to be better than I thought it was gonna be.
Well, like I said, right? They already had the design. It's a budget game because they already had the Choplifter design that they were going to steal, and then they added their own little flavor to it.
Yeah, sometimes games they start out to be clones of other games, and then they just throw different stuff in it, and it turns out to be its own thing.
Yep, that's true. That's how video games work.
Yeah, this one I might need to revisit. Oh, hey.
Yeah.
It is kind of tough to
Florian,
control.
yes.
Again, it is a little bit tough to control. You have to get used to the
Yeah.
controls, but
That's what I remember. Yeah.
But if
For
you
me-
didn't like it on first
Well,
play, I don't know if revisiting is going to make you like it.
Yeah. For me, I admit, like if the controls aren't good, I will discount a game immediately. Like if I get frustrated in the first few seconds, I'm like, no, because it's yeah.
I do want to. You know what would be cool though is if they made a game like this that was only tanks and it was like a tank racing game. You didn't have to worry about things. You could fly through it and make jumps and stuff with the tank.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much it. Yeah, oh, look at parallax scrolling though. Look at that with the foreground and stuff,
Ooh.
and in the background. Yeah,
So I
Yeah,
know
back
this
in the
next
day,
game.
that was legit.
yeah.
We love parallax scrolling. No, I know that because we'll do. They're pretty big collection, so we'll do 3 games today. I know this next one. I know y'all are gonna have a lot to say about that.
Oh, Gateway to
Yeah.
Shot.
Yeah, was this the
Awesome.
#1 game? No, it wasn't. But
This is a classic. You got to. This is like by far one of the best games on there. But I guarantee most people probably they never have any affection for it on the ColecoVision and stuff. Won't really like it. But this was a game changer back in the day for me.
I gave this an 8 out of 10, and it was my number 5 in the collection.
Yeah, I love this game like so much. You gotta actually know how to play it though. You gotta sort your inventory. You gotta do all that kind of stuff. And I must say, on the ColecoVision, it's a much easier game to play because of the numbers pad. Except the control stick is, crap. But it is what it is.
Yeah, actually, what they've done here, the way this game originally was played on the Commodore 64 was you actually had to use the F keys to swap between different things, but they remapped those on the Evercade to other buttons. So,
Yeah.
But the thing is, you had to know which button did what to cycle through. So that's what you really had to get used to with this game, is to know which button to hit to do what. And then keep tapping it to cycle through your options.
Yeah, so that's why I can understand people get frustrated with this one on the Evercade, but for me, I know the game inside and out because I've played it so much on the Coleco. So
yeah, this is a really good game. I like these kind of games where you don't know what's going to be in next room until you.
yeah, it
get
is
in there.
complete. It's like almost procedurally generated.
It is. Well, it is almost. I
Yeah.
think you have to. Is this the one where you have to enter in a number to go to see which dungeon is next? So you could go 1 through 7 or something.
Yeah.
And then after you go through that one, it's another 1 through 7. So it like keeps infinitely expanding as you go through it. Well, I shouldn't say infinitely because there is a finite number of dungeons. But there's a lot.
Meets
This is
Dig
a-
Dug? Not really.
I love that he said that.
That's kind of funny.
You can't even shoot in this game
Yeah, no. You just wave your sword.
unless you have arrows. I can't remember. Do you have arrows in this game to shoot? But even
One of
then,
these
that
you can
wouldn't
get a
be
bow and
like.
arrow. I can't remember.
What the fuck do you have to do here?
But yeah, Pete, no, I agree with what you said. Like for this being on the Evercade, that's why I found it frustrating. Like if you had one action button to do everything and not have to go through the sub menus, like that's
Yeah, it's
Trust
too
me,
complex for you.
Actually,
That's
this
what
game is more playable on the Evercade than it is on the Commodore.
Oh yeah,
because everything's
100%.
mapped
Not
to
as
buttons.
much as on the Coleco though, because the Coleco's number pad.
Yeah.
And it's just better.
Yeah. See, I feel and this kind of again one of those other things I'll keep preaching until they do it. I feel like they need to make keyboard support and mouse support in games like this would be so much more enjoyable.
Actually, even if this had keyboard support, I wouldn't even need it because they
Yeah.
mapped everything to the buttons on the controller.
Keyboard would not make this easier for you. ColecoVision controller would make it easier for you.
That's what we need. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
That's going to be their hardware
Coleco.
update for this year. ColecoVision controller.
Yeah, we don't even have a wireless controller for this, so
Well,
Yeah, I was
you
gonna say, we
could.
need a
If you had
ColecoVision
Evercade
collection.
VS, you just
I
need
feel
a
like we're getting
adapter.
one this year. This is the year. They said this year's supposed to be bigger than last year, so I don't know, man. Did Duke make this the best year ever?
I really don't. If you really want to play wirelessly, there's nothing that stops you from doing it.
Yeah, I know, but I just want a branded wireless. That's it. I'm not paying anything more on that. Where the hell do I have to go to finish this level? I still can't believe how well this runs for a Game Boy Advance game. It's pretty epic.
Yeah, the other so the one the for me like the two misses on that, and then for the 3D because the controls are supposed to be up. Like this one, like I don't know what, like they have the gamma up too high, and it was like a little bit washed out. And then on 3D, they should have like had the default for the mouse to be low. So it's like, because I know some people were saying like Duke Nukem 3D is difficult to play on the PS. Yes, if you put the turn speed down, it's more playable.
Oh my god, I have no problem playing them all. I mean, that's just a control option thing. So it's awesome. Still can't believe where I got to go to finish this freaking level.
If it's the first one, yeah, you have to like go behind. I was like, you didn't watch my whole video.
VW test. There you go.
I don't watch your videos.
That's what I use.
Yeah. No, and that's why it's like, yeah, if you want, you can do that. I wish though that like the VS had like Bluetooth built in, so you could sync like a PS4 like for wireless. But
It's an extra I think you have to pay Sony like an extra $3. Like for the rights to use it, right? Like it's kind of weird.
Probably. But yeah, but to your point, Crow, if I really wanted to, I could get like an 8-bit. I could get an 8-bit DOE with an adapter. Or
oh no, it's not probably. They do because Blu-ray is owned by Sony. So Microsoft, not Blu-ray, Bluetooth. So Microsoft has to pay for that too.
And then if I actually want to use a gamepad, I actually use this instead of the Evercade.
I'm still
controller.
using my wired one. I have an 8-bit DOE for my other Evercade, but it's great. But I don't know. I just like I like the feel of the Evercade VS controller.
Yep. Me too.
Me too.
I've never
used
wired,
it. So no latency or any of that nonsense.
He's not a real fan. He's not a real fan.
I don't know. I actually prefer these other ones because they feel like they're denser, maybe a little bit heavier.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I got a full set of the VS controllers for my VS. So
yeah, I actually have. I think there's 3 of them, right? There's the white one, the black one, and then the Atomic Edition one, right?
yeah,
that's true.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Atomic one, you can't buy the controller separately. So
Yeah, in order to get a full set, you would have needed to buy 2 of them.
Which I kind of like. I like that they do that. It rewards the people that got the Atomic one. It should be like
true.
that.
But what if you want 4 of them to match?
You have to buy 2 of them.
Just buy 2
2
consoles. Give Evercade all your money.
Maybe somebody on eBay is selling their Atomic Edition because maybe they're just absolutely.
Didn't you sell yours on eBay?
No.
Oh,
I sold my Evercade EXP Founders Edition on eBay before I even opened it because it came so late, and I was like, I didn't know if I wanted the standard one or the.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I thought there would be a chance
there's
the
a
Founders
keycard?
Edition one would come before.
No, that's not a key
But
card.
then that shipment got stolen, and I wasn't gonna get it for months later. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna buy the white one and sell the limited edition one when I get it.
Did they figure out who stole that? I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know. Does
Did
it
they
really
ever get?
matter?
I haven't publicly said, yeah.
Russian mob.
I think a couple months later they said something about like authorities figured some stuff out and they were going to take legal action. That's usually when you don't hear about it anymore because it's like you got to worry about
it was an inside job
and all that stuff.
Yeah, Geek Story, you can do that. You can map whatever. Like Crow's like he has a whole video on trying all different types of controllers.
Hey, Rich, inside job.
Yeah,
inside job.
Well, the nice thing. Well, the interesting thing about the Mayflash, though, is if there's like a switch on here, you can switch it between a PS3, an Xbox, or X input. But even with the other button, if you hold it down, so there's like 4 different controller variations you can have with this Mayflash. And like most of them work with the XP. So what's interesting, what you could do is you could flip the switch one way, map the buttons, flip it another way, map the buttons a different way. And then just flip the switch to whatever you want to change the buttons around, depending on whatever. But that's not even. It's kind of pointless now that you can remap the buttons on every game anyway. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Vibration doesn't work though. Like if you have a third-party controller, does it? Anyone tried that?
This doesn't have vibration in it. I don't think there's any vibration support at all.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
I've never been big on Rumble.
Rumble.
never been like my jam, but I guess I don't really have an opinion on it, if that makes
Hey,
sense.
truth, the
Yeah.
one time I really, really liked the rumble is when I had a steering wheel for PC and the rumbling, like when you're driving over a bridge and the joystick, the steering wheel rumbles. I thought that was really cool.
Is that a
The
card?
wireless dongle.
What is
Oh,
that?
so wireless dongle doesn't work. Yeah, yeah. Rumble kind of it
Wireless-
depends on the game.
It depends on the dongle because the 8-bit dongles work.
Oh,
The Mayflash dongle works. There's a Mayflash dongle that'll work with any card.
oh,
It is a card. How the hell did I get that card?
Oh, actually, you know what's funny is there are two 8-bit wireless dongles. One of them works and one of them doesn't. That's the thing. That's right. I think it's the brown one that doesn't work. But don't take my word for it because I can't remember. I have both of them. It's a black one and a brown one. One of them doesn't work. I'm pretty sure it's the brown one that doesn't work.
because it's the color of poo. It's like, don't put this one in. It's Dookie.
I don't remember the reason why or anything. I just one of them doesn't work. One of them does.
Yeah, that's a shame.
I just tried my. Speaking of things to try alternate controllers and stuff, I just tried plugging in the gamer mini into my VS.
Ooh.
It did not work.
Oh.
What did you try to
Those
do?
Pete's rumbles after a while. Yeah, one thing I will disable on I don't like screen shake because sometimes that I'll disable like on games. A lot of games like have that set. Like Donut Dodo. I'm like, no, I don't need the. I don't need to make me dizzy. Wish I could get the black ones to work with
Dodo
the
a
gray.
bit overrated.
Couldn't get the black ones to work, huh? Because
Oh,
I
you think
know
it's
one of them works.
overrated, Pete?
I think Donut Dodo is a bit overrated.
No, it's
It's a good game. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
think it's overrated.
I mean, that's
I can't play it for more than like
that's
10
part about
minutes.
opinions,
I'm like,
right?
I play it for 10 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Okay, this is a card, but I don't know how to get it. Somebody tell me how I can get up there. I
These
need
are
that
Jeff-
well, that's the
back.
great thing. I mean, not everyone has to like every game. I can't like on Steam. I have like 8 hours. I had like 8 hours into that thing. There's a big learning curve. Like you really have to play it for a while. My only concern is that on the Evercade, if we don't have leaderboard,
I got it. Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
Just have
son of
to fly into it.
Yeah, but you notice I was jumping up there before and it wasn't working?
ah!
Well, I think maybe you had to like go across and like goes.
Yeah.
Sitting on a washing machine.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, I only ever sit on a
Stephen
washing
B has a
machine
fix,
for
yeah.
one reason.
Nice.
I love that. Oh my god, I love our viewers.
I don't necessarily say I
assuming
love
you have
them.
to have laundry to do. You can only play your Evercade
Awesome
on
on
laundry day.
iArcade. Yeah. Well, sadly though, iArcade like is they went bankrupt. I mean, I'm sure you can still get them on the secondhand market. Oh yeah, the
Yeah, I
music.
could buy iArcade, start my own business.
Nice.
They're bankrupt, so they can't more than $10, right? Don't Rich, let's do it, Rich.
Yeah. I mean, we should get enough scratch to take care of
Yeah,
the
it's not
in-depth
scratch.
too.
I only got Canadian dollars, so
Nice.
Oh man.
oh, what the heck? I got the blue card.
Hey.
Oh, I gotta go back.
Alexa said launching from the shelf got you there.
Yep.
Yeah, it was stupid though, because I was doing the exact same move, and it took forever to get there, and I'm like, ah, crap.
But now we know.
You're seeing.
Knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe.
Right.
Sorry.
You know, there needs to be a good G.I. Joe game coming out soon. We need a new one.
You know, StreamYard needs a translate. Sorry, Felipe.
Translate what?
Like languages.
Oh, he just said certain carts.
In France.
Yeah, certain carts in France have a reprint. I don't know.
Rare something. Yeah.
Hang on.
Pizza translator.
When I left Quebec, I left.
Some
the French
cartridges
language
in France are rare in the Just for Games catalog. I hope that a reissue is done very.
That's what I
quickly.
said. I just
Oh
translated.
wow.
I just translated it, Crow.
I confirmed it.
Yeah, I read French extremely well and I speak it, but I hate it. Sorry.
Oh god.
Well, no, he hates Quebec too because he's France. Nobody in France likes Quebec.
But Retro Dude, so he brings up a good point. So like spent hundreds like on
I love
iArcade.
Quebec. I'm just joking with you.
Yeah. Of course you're messing around. And
It's all
that's a digital only platform. So one like Evercade, Blaze stops making carts tomorrow. at least we still have all the physical carts. So yeah, that.
Way to go, Ed.
Yeah.
Ed just
But I mean-
predicted the bankruptcy of Evercade.
Oh god. But seriously, that's one of the things that does make it. We talk about this a lot. But at least you still have your physical games and the physical media.
Yeah.
I don't see Evercade going anywhere. The only unless they sold it to like some big company and then the big company.
Atari's going to buy them. That would be good, actually. Atari just buys everyone. I'm
Yeah,
for
right?
sale, Atari, buy me.
But yeah.
And all of a sudden, his channel becomes the Atari Canadian.
Canadian.
Yeah. No, for
Be
the
like
one thing I will say
Canadian.
that I will say about Blaze and what I like their vision and I like how they're kind of like sticking with it. And for me personally, like I don't want another company acquire them because then I think they would just
Blaze.
just like
Blaze is
destroy
cool.
the physical media aspect of it. I don't know. I could be wrong. But this is the one thing I don't want change. The one thing where I will be like an old man. I'm like, nope, don't change them. Don't change that aspect.
So here's a little
Blaze has
thing.
done good. Blaze has done good.
Yeah.
They've lasted more than most semi-new companies in retro. I mean, it's almost 4 years now, and they're still doing their same thing. So, I mean, hey, you got to applaud that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So here's an interesting thing because I saw it on I think it was X or Facebook or something like that.
What's X?
Twitter.
What used to be Twitter, I guess, right?
What kind of
People
sites are
still
you
call it
visiting,
Twitter.
It
Nick?
still is, man. It still is Twitter. Do you know
It's
all my
still Twitter.
shortcuts? I renamed Twitter on my phone. I installed an app to change the icon back to the bird because I couldn't stand to look at the X. Anyways, go ahead. It's Twitter.
What's confusing because
doesn't matter to
Twitter
me.
because the X
I don't care.
because the X for X now matches almost exactly the X I have on my phone for Comcast Xfinity because they're both just X's.
Right?
Yeah.
So go ahead, Rich. I don't want us to.
Oh no, it's all good. So what did anyone see the like cheeky shot that Blaze took at Ubisoft?
No.
No.
Okay, let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find the post.
Yeah, dude. Share the link.
God damn it, my
Yeah.
hidden games.
Right.
The OS update wiped my hidden games. Sons of poo.
Did it?
Oh, you gotta unlock them all again. Oh, that sucks.
Yes.
Huh. You know what's funny is I didn't notice because I hadn't unlocked the games on the Atomic Edition VS, so I didn't unlock them till really recent.
I gotta go to that website and get all the codes again.
Right,
I can't remember
right.
them all.
All right, let me see here.
Now I'm gonna have to check mine. Like, dang it. Yeah, yeah.
All right,
You piqued my curiosity.
so all right, not now. Get out of here. Okay, so now I gotta go over here.
That's good to know. Yeah, no.
Oh,
yeah, no.
gamers have to
Good
get used to
stuff.
owning their games.
Yeah, so here, let me
Yeah.
let me pop it up here. There we go. There it is. So yeah, it just says, remember when you bought a video game and actually owned it? We sure do. Gamers need to get comfortable owning their games, which is like a direct shot at the guy from Ubisoft, right? Where
Yeah.
they made the opposite argument, right? Gamers need to be getting used to like not owning games, which I think is silly times.
Well, here's the thing. It's a really, it depends on what angle you can get it. Because technically you don't own the games. What you're owning is physical media that the game is on, but you can't really do anything you want with that game. But
Mhm.
you still have
No, but
control over it.
Yeah.
Right,
pretty
right.
much. But it's the full game though. It's not like a lot of modern games where you pop in the CD, you still have to download the game. But
And think
you
about
don't know
this.
that.
Digital media still can't exist without physical devices. Because even if you're like downloading digital content, you're still putting it on a physical device, which happens to be a hard drive or an SSD or something.
Mhm.
So it still has to exist somewhere, even
Yeah.
though it's digital.
Yeah, but listen, I mean, of course, the obvious one downside of physical media, like God forbid, my house burns down, all my Evercade and everything goes with it, but I would still have my Steam collection. So that's that is the only one downside. But the good side though is that like Steam servers shut down tomorrow for some weird reason. Valve goes out of business, then I still have all my Evercade. But no, I'm glad that they did this. Because you know what this reminds me.
Wait, if Steam goes down, you still have games on your hard drive.
Right,
And a
right.
lot of them can still be played with,
Yeah.
some
Yeah,
of
a
them
lot
you
of
have to
Steam
have that
games are
internet
offline,
connection
right?
to, yeah.
Yeah, but you couldn't. But no, but this, so you know what this reminds me of with Ubisoft? It reminds me of like the record companies back in the day, where if they could have their way, they would want to charge you like 50 cents every time you played a song, right? Like owning
Well,
a CD wasn't
that's like
good enough, and it's like, God, that's what this
that's
reminds
like
me
with
of.
I can't remember exactly which studios kind of wanted to try and do this, but like remember when you had like Microsoft came out with that camera. I can't remember what it was called. But they wanted to be able to charge you. They wanted to be able to use the camera to see how many people were watching and charge you based on how many people were watching.
Yeah. Wow. That's nuts. But yeah, I mean that's just like corporate greed, right? Like it's like at what point is enough? And again, that's why I kind of refer back to like Stardew Valley. Like they've never charged for any add-ons, and that game has still been popular and people still buy it. You know, it's kind of like if you make a good game and you don't get too greedy, like people will still be into it. And that's one thing I really liked about like indie games, like in general, is I can't stand that mentality. And then we have like $70 games, the microtransactions, which is all disgusting. But here's my whole thing. You do have like people that will support. Like for me personally, there isn't a game that Ubisoft or EA has to put out that I have to play. Like I can live without playing those games. And for this is just Ed personally. Like for me personally, there's much of the games I'd rather. So that's why I don't buy stuff like that. Even like the latest Street Fighter, even Tekken. Like maybe I'll wait for those to go. I don't like to support that model. And for me, like I can live without it. I mean, maybe not everyone can. So I own 3
What
copies,
model
yeah.
are you not supporting?
You
saying you're not?
No, I just don't support like AAA games that just like charge like ridiculous, like recharge like way too much. But see, the problem though is that like, well, then you may
You're on a
like
dangerous topic there.
yeah,
Right
it is.
now.
But I mean, like nobody ever
Very
told.
dangerous topic talking about what someone should charge for their entertainment. Like they're charging. We've been paying $100 for games since 1989. And if anything, the price has not gone up to reflect the development costs of said games. So the fact that you're getting games now at $69 or $79 or $49 US for a AAA game, if it went and followed everything with inflation, they should be $200 games based on the development cost of them.
That'd be
That's just simple
disgusting
business and math.
for me. Like,
Yeah,
listen. So
Like, I mean, what you're
again,
saying is just like, I mean, that's
why
games is not only
there's
businesses like that. Like every business prices have gone up, and to say that
Yeah.
Ridiculous pricing, I mean, I don't know if that's a wise thing
And
to be
that's-
saying. I think
no,
that's
it is.
And that's why all
people
these-
who make video games.
The difference.
all these games are being bundled in tiers. Like you've got the standard edition and the deluxe edition, which is sometimes it's like $100 or more, because that's the full version of the game. But they understand people don't want to spend that much, so they come out with a lesser version for people to buy.
Yeah, but listen, here's where and again, this is just me speaking, and this is why I'm into retro gaming. Like for me, I will get more enjoyment in something like Pac-Man or Dig Dug than I ever would like Tekken 8. And this is why I like retro gaming.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, and I'm being
Okay,
I'm being
that's you,
serious.
man.
And
That's
again,
you, that's different to what you just said, though. And I'm like, you can't say.
I can say whatever I want.
It's way too expensive to pay $69 for a AAA game.
Oh, it is. And let me get to it and I'll explain why. Here's the thing: as technology evolved, nobody ever said you have to like hire like 100 artists. You have to do these big productions. The problem is, it's now what people expect. It's what current generation gamers expect and what's the norm. So I really and that's why we have, and that's why like we're the outliers, right? So I mean, it's fine if you're into those things, but for me too, it's difficult for games to hold my attention. So for me, it's like, why would I spend? Again, that's why I say this is just me. Why would I spend like $70, $80 on a game that I'm probably going to get bored of really quickly when I could get much more value stretching on indie games? That's all that I'm saying. It's fine if you're into those games, but it's not. It's not.
The story. I'm still playing the story mode in Street Fighter 6. Like you make your own character, and there's like a huge open world to explore. It's a crazy game.
I'd play an MMO if I wanted to, but that's another sore topic. That's why
it's a fighting game.
Yeah.
That's why I say teach them, and that's why I say this is specifically me. If anyone that likes to play AAA, I mean that's fine. Yeah, I'm with. Yeah, it's 20, dude, and that's my other big beef, and especially like Nintendo. Like that's my whole thing. Like, let me just play the game. Like, don't hold my hand. Oh, like yeah. I don't want this to turn into like trash like AAA game. But yeah, there's different strokes for different folks. So that sounded wrong.
Well, no,
Yeah.
the only thing I think you're absolutely entitled to your opinion, but I think you're absolutely wrong in your opinion in saying that the cost of those games shouldn't be the cost of games. That's the only thing I'm saying. That is
Well,
completely flawed because everything has gone up,
yeah.
and that's the one thing that stayed the same and gone down
Well,
based on
I
the
mean,
cost
again,
of
I don't
those
want this
games.
to turn into something else, but we're from totally two different generations, and people have different opinions, and I don't want it to turn. But
No, it's
everyone's
not
entitled
that.
to
It's
their
not.
own
It's not that though. That's what
their own
I'm saying.
opinion.
It's just business math. Like a gallon of milk in 1990 is different price now based on inflation. But when you look at games, Final Fantasy was $109 when it came out on
Yeah.
Super Nintendo.
Yeah. Again, Pete,
Right?
you're
The
all
latest
knowledgeable.
Final
I'm an idiot.
Fantasy
I'm
come
not.
out, it's $69.
Yeah, I don't want to get into a
Well,
debate
part of that
about
has to do
pointless.
with the materials too, like cartridge, chips, Whereas the Final Fantasy VII and beyond were all just on disc.
Yeah.
Produce.
Again, that's what's great. We have all different perspectives and all that.
Mm-hmm. Well, the interesting point that I was going to make about the physical digital debate was, the question that I had was actually specifically towards, like, do you think that Blaze has earned the right to take that shot?
No,
You know what
I don't
mean?
believe they have.
What's the
You're
shot?
Well, I mean, they took a shot at Ubisoft, really, right? That's what that.
Oh,
that's what that
oh,
statement
Yeah,
was.
heck yeah.
It was like,
Heck yeah.
have
you know what?
Have they earned the right to take that shot? Because what if they wanted anything out of their legacy, like
Yeah, like Rayman.
catalog, right? Like, are we gonna get a Rayman cartridge anytime soon? I don't know. I mean, they might
Yeah.
still be mad at you. Like,
Can't miss it much.
that's all I'm saying. Like, it's cool to get in the zeitgeist and and take a little. I'm
Be
all,
the cool kid.
I'm all
Pick
for,
on the
I'm
big
all for
guy.
a good ribbing, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. Should we have, should you guys have done that? I don't know. Like, that was the question I was going to ask, but I just thought it was interesting, Like, and again, it's the internet and it's whatever. Everyone takes shots.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You think they're gonna be in a deal and be like, "Oh, look at this tweet you did. I'm not signing a deal with you
Well,
now."
I don't think that's.
I don't think it's that.
I guess,
No.
but
I don't think Ubisoft cares or bothered by anything Blaze does.
No, somebody. I mean, again, somebody has to stand up for the consumer, because they're like, hey, you don't want to go through the trouble of owning your game. The whole like rent to pay model.
Yeah.
I don't know if Blaze is the right company to do that.
Right.
They did have a history before Evercade. They
Yeah.
created products before Evercade, right? So
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's the thing that we were just talking about. Nick was asking, Geekstorian was asking, in case I missed it, what shot did they take? It's that tweet that we shared.
I didn't even know they did that.
It was this one right here. So I just noticed it the day they put it out, and I was like, oh, I mean, it's funny.
The
It's
reason
whatever.
they did that was because they're hoping somebody would notice and maybe
exactly.
retweet it. Then people will be like, "Oh, Evercade, what's that?" And then
there's no altruistic motive behind that. I guarantee there's some probably gamer out there that hates Evercade that would probably reply to that with a picture of all those games, but in their original box form where there are physical media. That's what I could see.
There is that, but anyway, I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Blaze tried digital, but Game Gadget sank the company. Huh. Well, I'm not aware of what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what Game Gadget is.
They made the Neo Geo Gold Star thingy, Neo Geo Gold. That was Blaze.
Yeah, Game Gadget. I gotta look that up. That sounds weird.
Yeah, I have that complete in box. It's I can't play it because it runs so hot. I think it's gonna catch the house on fire. They had to stop producing it because they had a heating problem with it.
Game Gadget is an open source gaming handheld that supports music and video playback, open game development, and some e-reader features. So it just seems like it's not necessarily have a digital store or anything. It seems like something you could just load ROMs onto.
Is it new? Is it a new thing?
2012.
Okay.
Blaze made that?
Yeah.
Huh.
So they've been in the ROM category for a while.
Yeah.
to want to try something different.
Because the Neo Geo Gold comes with little ROM carts of games. They
Yes,
run horribly.
and little SD cards. Yeah,
Yeah, they run so bad though. Oh my!
and I
God.
kind of wanted that, and then the reviews came out and they were not good.
Oh,
so
it's awful,
I was
dude.
like,
It's
no,
not a good
never mind.
Everything's
It's a shame.
Like the ROMs they put on it, their emulation just wasn't good.
You know what? It's nobody can even get like the Neo Geo right. Like for some reason they won't release like an AES mini console. We have all these other like weird.
They did. They released that arcade machine.
Yeah, there's Neo
No.
Geo, two Neo Geo little mini arcades. There's the US version, the international version, and the Asian version.
Yeah, but I mean, but the AES though, like people like have the nostalgia for like we want like that home console, or that the recent one that Unico released, they gave the AES ROMs on an arcade machine, and it's kind of.
I don't know how many people.
I don't understand what you want
so
then.
expensive.
And like a mini AES console, which would be pretty big, like that would be so nostalgic, and that's like what so many people want, but but they won't do that. Neo Geo plays, yeah. I'm sure it does, man. But see, that's kind of actually no. Even the Analog Pocket has firmware updates. I was going to say if that's.
I mean, they'll probably do it sooner or later. I don't think they wanted to do that exactly because that's what everybody else was doing. So they did something a little different and created that little arcade device that you could play standalone. That kind of set them apart. But then the Egret came out, and then the Sega Astro thing came out too. So it's not alone anymore in that category.
No, but there's so many models of the Neo Geo Mini though, depending on like where you get it from, Japan, the US, different games. It's like nuts.
And the downside with that too is that the video output wasn't that great on it. So that's it's not perfect either.
No, but what they should. Again, I went to the gaming mini, but dude, if they re-released like a Neo Geo emulation and they did like an Atari with Neo Geo, oh my god, there would be a big market for that. If they made, it'd be like a lot cheaper, but we'll have to.
Yeah, I think there's a market for any mini console. That's why they keep coming out. Like we got which one we got coming out soon? The Atari 8-bit, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. The Atari 400.
Yeah.
Which is amazing because out of all the Atari computers, they picked that one, and that was my first computer, so I have to get it.
Guaranteed, the next computer collection from Blaze is the Atari 8-bit collection because they have that deal already with the Amiga, same company, right?
Yeah.
Dude, that would be freaking great. The Mike Savage and yeah, no, that would. Dude, they need to do that.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what.
I don't know if Ed will like it though because they are computer based, so they're gonna have control stuff.
Well, it depends on the controls. That's what it comes down to.
You know what controller it used? Used the same controller as the Atari 2600, just a one-button controller.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we just hope the games only use one button, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
Now, nostalgia, it could be different because, like for example, like Dragonfire, like on. I think Rich did a video a long time ago, like on the television, and it had like better graphics and everything. But like for me, like it was the same game, but it wasn't as nostalgic. Kind of like Asteroids or something else. So it kind of comes to that, like which version do you want to play? But I'd love to see different versions.
Mm-hmm.
If they could get them. The TG Mini was not released in Canada. Yeah, that's why Evercade. Yeah, and you can't even buy it anymore. And then there were issues with the wrong power supply. Yeah, that's what Blaze needs to get some TurboGrafx.
The TG16's biggest problem was the USB port fries on it. Makes the console not usable anymore.
Yeah. You got to get their specific power supply, I think, or I don't know. Yeah. We'll see though. I mean, I think it was mentioned. I forget. Was it Rich that said earlier that now once it gets closer to the end of February, we should get the announcement of their next cards. Like that'll be.
Yeah, I mean that's the pattern, right? Like you get towards the new launch. I mean, we're getting into the year. It's pretty cool though that we've been talking about all the old carts. We've been talking about all that kind of stuff. I still really haven't felt that lull yet, like that need for the new cart announcement, which I think is pretty cool. And we're already into February. So by the end of the month, I probably will start feeling that itch a little. But then boom, it'll be right on schedule, which will be neat.
Yeah. I'll be surprised what they announce if they announce something in March, like if it's going to be, they're going to show their cart roadmap or they're going to just announce hardware. Like, I wonder what they'll announce. I think definitely going to announce 2 Super Pockets for this year.
Oh, for sure.
It's got to get announced.
Yeah. Do you think that comes in June though?
I don't know. I mean, I think they probably don't like. It depends. Do they want to put all their eggs in the same basket of releasing everything in the fall again? It seems not to work out for them.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Well,
Yeah, I
how
don't
do we
like
know
that.
it didn't work out for them?
Right. We don't know.
Well, they delayed again last year, right? A few things got delayed a week.
Yeah,
Oh,
some things got
you
delayed, so
mean
that's
just
part
like
of the reason.
logistically?
Yeah, I just don't
Didn't
know
work out for
like
them.
what they're gonna do. To be honest with you.
Got it. Yeah, I
It's the
mean,
logistics.
I think they can wind up. I mean, yes, it has been a pattern or a habit or whatever, but I think they can wind up locking it down. You know,
Right.
like if they do it early enough, they're planning early enough. I mean, you know, it definitely could be a thing.
Yeah, it all depends what they do. Like, I think if they only did a few carts this year, like maybe 5 carts and more super pockets, I would like that better.
I mean,
If they do
I
like 5 carts this year, I'd be happy. And then the quality control on those carts will be great, and they'll be good carts. And then just focus on the super pockets. I would like that.
yeah, but then you're gonna then aren't we then talking about dividing the audience?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
You
I
know,
think
like-
they've already done that though, right?
Well, yeah, we got the titles that you don't have on Evercade ... yet ? But you know, as long as it doesn't go too long, you know, like say a year or whatever, as long as you start getting those games on carts on the Evercade, I mean, I think that it winds up being okay. But yeah, to keep them completely separate, I don't know. I think people will start, you know,
they're not going to drop
a
below
little
10.
soured on that.
Yeah.
What if they did
Yeah.
drop below 10 and did 6, but they're bangers? Every one of them's bangers. I would prefer that than like 6 bangers and 6 computer collections, for example. I'm just throwing that out there. Like,
Right.
what if they
Yeah.
just did 6, but they're all of the quality of the Duke Nukem Collection 1, kind of?
Yeah. Well,
Isn't that what we've been wanting?
That's true. I mean,
you know.
but I also like, I don't know. There's another part of me that's like, I'm looking at this like giant wall of cartridges all over the place.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? No, because I want them to get to like nice round numbers.
Yeah, you want more, right?
I
always wanted
I just
more,
want to
too.
fill
Now
a
I just
wall up,
want-
right?
Yeah. No, I think
give me fit. You know, like, let's get the 50 on the console carts. Let's get the 25 on the arcade, and you know, 25 on the computer collections, and then it's a nice round number. You hit up.
I always wanted more in the beginning too, but now I just want quality too, right?
Well,
That's true. I mean,
see,
but
I think like 10 to 12 is fine, but yeah, need more purple. Like if they would just give us like less computer and more purple, I think that's the issue.
Less computer. We don't even have enough computer yet. That's the lowest.
Yeah. I don't know about this less computer thing. No. Because I want them to really get into like the MS DOS kind of things, and
Yeah, like what I'm
I want
playing
the
now.
Apogee collection. I mean, let's go.
I would love more of these collections, like what I'm playing now, the Fairy Fire. Like this game is dope.
Oh yeah, these kind of games are really really cool, and they're all native. So
yeah, and you don't even need to buy anything for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing for the native games, and I was actually going to mention it a little bit. Well, I was watching you play Fairy Fire here, and I'm like, you know, it would be awesome. And I know you can't do it because it's a native game, but like, man, I would love to take a save state at the end of a level. You know, just kind of like keep that good run going.
Yep.
I would love to have that feature, but
so here's the thing with that. They can do that, but they're not going to. It's like with the Dukes, like essentially you can save the game like at any time, like Duke 1 and 2 remastered, because they had full control. But like they're not gonna, maybe they should, but yeah, they're not gonna go back and modify a game to do that. Would it be cool? Would it be awesome? Yes.
Yes.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But like financially.
Yeah,
dude,
I know. I get it, but at the same time, it would be really cool.
Yeah, but so in a way, I think Blaze is kind of, I don't know, they're kind of doing like, they like to have like a mixture. I get that, but yeah, I want more arcade. Like last year, 2 arcade carts was just sad. And if anything, I've kind of told, like, they need to make carts that appeal more to the world, like outside of outside of their roots. I get that they're a British-owned company, and I get there's a lot of people that like games like Sensible Soccer, but they need to, branch out more. I don't know.
But I mean, but if they can guarantee sell a certain amount because they already know that audience is going to will show up for it.
Yeah.
Then I mean, you can't discount the it's not meaning to offend or whatever, but you can't discount like the easy money, right?
It's like their Pac-Man, like with arcade 1-up. No, I get that. And if they have to do that to survive, like yes, obviously.
I wonder. I think it depends on where they sell the most too. Like maybe they sell the most in Europe and England, so that's why they're getting a lot of collections tailored to that, which would make perfect business sense, right?
We don't have that data, so we don't know.
We don't know which region buys the most Evercade games. Like I don't know. Is it really popular in the U.S. and in like? Yeah, I don't really see it in a lot of stores here. A few secondhand stores, like game stores, I might see an arcade collection, but I don't really see a lot of them.
Yeah, I don't see a lot in my area either.
Yeah,
and my area is pretty big for retro. There's many stores and things that I can go to like kind of get that, and like I don't see it outside of online. Like there's in the US, it's there's Amazon and Best Buy, and you get that all day long on that on those sites. But the stock is weird. Like so it's like you don't get everything all the time.
And I've never seen any of that stuff in a Best Buy. Actually, in the Best Buy,
No,
I've only seen it once.
So here's
Best Buy up here is resellers that
sell. They're going away with physical. But here's the thing: like something that GameStop will never show it because they don't have retro. They don't have retro things. So it's I've seen some PS3, but like Game Over Games, they would carry like Retrons and all those other ways, and so. They recently did get Evercade and Super Pocket. So I think it depends on the store. If they have other retro-related products, yes, Evercade is a good fit. Yeah. If they're modern games or if they're just like modern gaming stores or like GameStop, probably not.
Yeah. But, well, and the weird thing though is, I mean, GameStop's always an enigma. Even though I worked for them for 2 years, they still are an enigma to me. But they continue in 2024 now. To take and accept retro in trade, and yet they barely sell them. And it's like, why? What are you hoarding in the warehouse?
They're selling them online. Yeah, they're selling them online. They're keeping in the warehouse, but you could buy them on their website.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but it's like, but there's not even like a big. There's not even a big like they don't.
But here's the thing: they're so messed up. That when you buy something, I don't even think you know whether or not you're getting just a cartridge or if you're getting a complete thing.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't even identify that
to tell you what is going on, which is weird. But yeah, it's very, very strange.
I wish we could know the numbers. Like, I would be curious if they would put like by region, how many consoles, how many. Yeah, I wish they would share that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of weird because if one brick and mortar store in the U.S. was going to sell Evercade stuff, you'd think it would be GameStop.
Yep. Agreed. Yeah. I mean, because they sell all sorts of other weird things, like on a regular basis.
Yeah, they sell they bought out Think Geek, so they're selling all that stuff.
Yeah. The GameStop, though, they've kind of switched to figures. They've kind of been like more like a Spencer Gifts or Hot Topic. I agree with you, Pro, but I don't think GameStop even really knows.
When I go in there, like the last half dozen times I've gone in there, I never even looked at the game. I went to look to see what weird figures they had and stuff.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I mean, because this is their current pivot, right? They pivoted into like the geek lifestyle store rather than the video game store. So
exactly, Phantom. They turned more into
absolutely right, Phantom. Yeah,
a toy company. But they should have pivoted. They should have. So the one thing I was going to say about the Super Pocket. So the Super Pocket makes me sad for one reason. And I'm being serious. Is that sometimes like I like the pickup and portability, but now every time I go to play it, I'm like, I want to be able to play this on my VS on a bigger screen with like better controls that won't cramp my hands or even on the XP. You know what I mean? That's the only sad thing. So for me, like if they announce a Konami collection, for me, I'd be like sad, like, oh, well, why can't I play this like on one of the other Evercade? Kind of like I sometimes feel that way about like with the Namcos. Why can't I play that on the VS? Not nearly as sad because I have the EXP. But
well, that's cool, Mike. I didn't know that they had Super Pocket in store at any GameStop.
Yeah,
that's at least a good test for them.
Yeah,
trying to figure that out.
But why not both, right? Like if they're doing if the Super Pocket helps keep them afloat, that's their way of selling. That's the way of selling more consoles, and then they do like a reskin, like the Duke. I'm fine with that.
It's a possibility that that's one of those test market things, right? They put the Super Pockets in there and see if they move.
Oh, it's easy to find
out. And if they start moving, then maybe the other carts start returning.
All we gotta do is go on GameStop's website and see if they have a listing for Super Pocket.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
and that's why I never got one, John. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I don't know
I
if
figured
that-
I would at least get one. Well, since I had a trade in, I would at least get one.
Yeah,
Um,
you could buy
Let's see what-
Super Pockets, the Capcom and the Taito ones on GameStop.
GameStop website. Nice.
Yeah.
Stupid
Let's see if I
boss.
click on it, see if it's available in store anywhere. Pick up in store, find a store. Yeah, they have them in store around here. Downers Grove, Melrose Park. Yep.
I'm gonna go.
So
I'm gonna
they
go
have-
check it out. I'm checking out
Yeah,
my
so
app right now.
well, so
I would have to drive 7 miles away, but they have them.
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
go
So-
get one.
so Lloyd says if you so,
Goddamn
you know what?
boss.
We've kind of talked about this. I wonder if Blaze, like maybe a year later, maybe maybe Taito will be like, oh, we make money initially off the Super Pockets, and then the next year we'll make money off the cart. Like I'm fine with. I kind of hope that they do that. Might make some people kind of mad to buy twice, but it's like, hey, you can get it early, you can get this, or you can wait. We'll see.
It's fine. Only 3 GameStops in a 10-mile radius have Super Pockets though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm just gonna
Yeah, it
search
pissed
for
me off. I
Evercade.
just spent like 20 minutes playing this game, got to the boss, and I died. No way I can continue it. So
Yeah.
that's what
no
sucks,
save
right?
state.
Like fix
Yeah.
it, Blaze.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah.
The nearest one to me is 23 miles away.
My GameStop just shut down. The one that's like a 10-minute drive from me shut down, and so there's only 2 GameStops in. Well, there's probably 2 GameStops in this part of the city for like 2 million people.
That's
So
crazy.
GameStop's dying a slow death.
You know what's funny is like on my channel a long time ago, over 10 years ago, probably 14 years ago, I have a video on my channel that there used to be a GameStop that was literally right across the street from another GameStop.
Oh yeah.
I can see
Totally separate stores, yeah.
Was it when they were doing the buyouts? When they were
No,
doing the
I
mergers?
don't know how it happened. It just was like it was when I was living in Naperville and down
Florida.
down I think it was Ogden. It's like there was like literally like there was a strip mall, right? And it had a GameStop in it.
Yeah.
And like as soon as you exit the store, like literally across the street, it's like a 4-lane road though. Like
Yeah,
it's like
there's another
like
GameStop.
6-lane road. You can still see another GameStop
That's awesome.
like right there.
Yeah, well, so you had the and there's a big mall near me called the Commons Mall, and it used to have 3 different game stores, like back in the day when there was like electronics boutique, software, etc. at GameStop, right? And then there was the Great Buying where GameStop bought everything. For a period of 3 or 4 years after that, they kept 2 of the 3 open inside the same mall.
Yeah,
Yes.
probably least related.
It was so
Yeah, we
wild.
used to have a mall too, Rich, that had 2 GameStops on it.
It's like what?
No, actually, no. It was GameStop and EB Games
Oh yeah.
because
Yep.
it was like the EB
Yeah.
Games was Canada and Australia, and then GameStop bought them. But yeah, it was for the longest time you go to GameStop, EB, and they had different point systems.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Yep. I remember that. Yep.
because like now, like I remember I converted when they converted all the EB Games to GameStop. Like
Yeah.
all of a sudden I went to GameStop and it goes, "Oh, you're an Onyx member now," and I'm like, "What the hell is an Onyx?"
It's that Pokemon, you know.
Yes,
Nice.
it's the Pokemon.
What do you mean? What's a Pokemon? Are you referring to pals?
Nice.
But yeah, no, the whole physical meet that'll be interesting because like my Cockers
Neat.
posted Microsoft going away. I'll
I
tell
do-
you though
I
that
do
like
have it.
if Microsoft goes away and Sony follows Super Nintendo keeps physical media, that'll be kind of huge. And that's kind of like the problem that I have with games going to be like, say a game going to $70 is you cut out like your budget gamer, right? When you don't have ownership, maybe will those games go on sale? You know,
Yeah.
who
Yes.
knows? And that'll
Well, that's
disrupt
exactly
like, the
what I
gamer
did.
ecosystem.
Persona 3 Reloaded just came out. I saw
It just showed
I
off
didn't
its
know about
card.
It just showed up, and I was like, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
$70. That's a bit too
Yeah.
much."
I'm like,
I put it in my wish list. It'll go on sale. I'll buy it.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I did that with the stupid Suicide Squad game. I'm like, not paying $80, $90 for that. I'll wait for that to go on sale for like 20.
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
one
right.
of like 2,500 or something like that.
Yeah, but I'm loving the
He's
PAL
got his
world.
game
The
design.
power-
You've
power
really,
up reward.
you've
Nintendo
really used.
deserves that.
Looks like you've really used that card a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so this was
Yeah.
back when I was GameStop store manager.
Okay.
They had like the elite tier of power up rewards or
Yes.
whatever it was.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they were going to have a program where when you joined the elite whatever, you would get a card printed with your name on it. They only did it for the store managers to kind of like show it off. But
What did they
but yeah, I
say?
still have my card.
Xbox is no longer doing physical media. Is that true?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like a big rumor.
Oh, it's just Xbox. Their
Yeah,
own
yeah.
first-party games.
Yeah,
not
Microsoft,
other companies.
they
not
like
other companies.
yeah, they let go of a whole bunch of people
Mhm.
that were in the division
Yes.
that was physical media.
Yeah, but
Yes.
other companies can still do discs. That's no.
Yes.
Oh, of course.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, well, and you know, I would expect Nintendo, for whatever they're going to be doing, they're not going to be letting go of their little cards anytime soon. It's too convenient for the
Honestly,
user.
you shouldn't collect games on Xbox after the 360 anyway, because all games after the 360 require online connection
Correct.
on Xbox.
Yeah,
So
that's,
That is
gonna,
correct.
that's what I was gonna say too,
So
Crash.
you
So, yeah,
shouldn't
like
even be
games that require
collecting
weird.
Xbox One games and stuff like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because there some of them don't even have all of the game software on it.
Yeah, and it's like people say, well, internet will always be around, but that's the difference, right? Because the internet will be around, but will Microsoft keep servers up to authenticate those games, right?
Right.
That's the risk.
Well, that's
Yeah.
not necessarily true.
Yeah,
What
those
if
versions are cheap
Comcast
and
comes in
some
my
of them,
backyard
yeah.
and cuts up my cable line like they
Well,
did the
then
other
that's
day?
you and
And I was
Comcast.
and I was out and I was out without internet for
Yeah.
3 days. I
First
can't,
of all,
I
your
can't play any of
mistake
my
is you
games
have
either.
Comcast. I mean,
Hey,
Comcast, like the
Comcast, I
worst
only have
company
2
in the world.
options. Listen, I only have 2 options, and Comcast is the only one that gives me halfway decent speeds.
That's what
There you
people
go.
talk
See,
about.
that's the problem though with the they need to start
Yeah.
It's like the
dropping
mafia.
fiber
It's all
everywhere.
mobbed up, the cable industry.
Yeah.
Yep. Some people don't even have 2 options; they only have 1 option.
Yeah,
in a lot of
exactly.
Yep.
cases.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
true.
But up here in Canada, the rules is if you're like a major provider, like a Rogers or a TELUS or a Bell, you have to sell data on your networks to smaller companies
Yep.
at the same rate that they would be able to charge customers. So,
Yep.
like, there's tons of little small independent ISPs up here
Mm-hmm.
because the way they did the market, because we had too much what do you call it here, monopolies.
Yep.
Or
Yep.
oligopolies or whatever they call.
Yep.
But I still choose one of the big guys.
No, that's awesome that y'all have choice. It's pretty much like like Chris said, depending on where you live, you may get 1 or 2 options, and then Google Fiber like sneaks in. So yeah, we don't.
Yeah, I mean,
Unfortunately, we
where
don't
I live, I got
flexibility.
6 options
Damn.
to choose for high-speed internet.
Yeah, I think we're at 4 here.
I think I got 2.
But
One was new.
really, there's only really 2 in my area that you would want to choose.
I guess I have
Yeah.
3 if you want to include T-Mobile, and as
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
we can even get the
do
what do you call
wireless.
it? That Tesla thing. What's it called?
Starlink.
Yeah, Starlink. If you're Canadian, you get it for like 50% off.
Really?
Like, there's a big push in Canada for.
Kind of neat.
I wouldn't really want it. I don't need it, but if I lived in a remote area of the country, it would make sense.
It's
Yeah,
funny. It's like
that's kind
the
of
thing that really bothered me with Comcast though is they had like a data cap, and like if you went over that data cap, like when I first had it, there was no data cap, and then they introduced it. They rolled it in,
Yeah.
so you were limited to 1.2 terabytes. Barely anybody's going to use this.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
use that much
And then-
data.
And then
You know what I did?
Activision goes, "Hey, hold my beer," and here comes a 200 gigabyte.
I actually got my
Call of Duty.
stuff rearranged. I actually got my stuff rearranged with them. I actually get the router from them now, which gives me unlimited internet. You know what I did? You know how much data I did the first month? The first month I had unlimited data.
I don't know.
10
I
terabytes.
do about a terabyte.
You're right. I did 10 terabytes.
Yeah, I
No
do,
way.
like, so much
Yes.
download.
That's wild.
There's a way Crow will find it. If there's a, yeah.
That's
Like,
awesome.
I do at easy minimum a terabyte a month of data.
No, I've been doing since this data cap's been released. I don't think I went under 5 terabytes.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's crazy.
That's great.
Yeah, it's insane, right? Because like I don't have enough storage space on my games on Steam, so I'm always uninstalling and re-downloading games, and
Yeah.
the average game is anywhere from 10 gigabytes to 200, depending what you want to play.
Yeah, those
It's like, I'm
AAA
not
games
worried
take up a
about,
lot
like,
of.
my tab
Dude, a lot of
anymore,
like
so-
on my PS4 when I play Call of Duty, they would take like 200 to 300, like at least 100 gigs. Like man,
PS4 Call of Duty. I just installed the World War II because the game, and because I'm in a World War II mood right now. I think it was 80 gigabytes for that one.
dang, yeah.
Maybe I can't remember, but I like at least Activision gives you the choice now to decide what part of the game you want to install: single player, multiplayer.
Yeah. For me, like if an indie, like if something like Hades, it's like like 10 gigabytes. Like that's like huge. Like that's probably the largest game.
Yeah, most indie games are even like less than a couple gigabytes.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, like data caps just make no sense. Like I don't have a data cap, but I got the plan too. Like I get gigabyte internet, so I don't know.
I could kind of see it, like especially since like if a lot of people's using a lot of data, then everybody's internet slows down. I could kind of see that being a reason.
Yeah, but it's just a way for them to get more money from you. It's like, come on, not like it actually costs them more. The servers and everything are there. Yeah, different people streaming. Yeah,
it is. Everything's about money, right? Like,
sadly,
people need to make money.
Yep.
I'm just kind of curious. I want to see.
I'm pissed off at Fire. I made it to that boss and I want to play the boss again, but I got to start over. That's so stupid.
Yeah.
Screw you, Blaze.
Yeah, and that's and that's kind of the thing. It's like, could they go back and add save states? Sure, but it's just for a game that's free, they're probably not going to spend the R&D. It would be cool though if they were to add.
Yeah, I like them to take all the hidden games and throw them on a cart one day and just say, just here's your hidden game cart.
Ooh,
because they have the rights to them. Might as well. I'd buy that for $1.
Right?
Oh,
yeah, they're all.
I like what you got.
Oh, that is the wrong label.
Heck yeah, that's good.
So you better make sure all those buttons go to actually family friendly stuff.
Holy hell! I didn't even notice this.
But
you know how much data I used in December? Holy crap! I used 18 terabytes.
Right, except physical on PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 era beyond, physical doesn't really come with the full game, right? So you still have to download sometimes. I can remember putting in, was it FIFA 19 or FIFA 20? And it installed 25 gigs, and then it downloaded another patch of 25 gigs.
Yeah.
Oh,
what's funny? Because I think like the Namco Museum or like Pac-Man Museum or whatever, one of those, like that, because I think that was only like 3 gigs, so that fit on the whole disc. But yeah, it has to be like an indie game or some small.
That's what pissed me off about Nintendo. They'll have a game that's only a gigabyte or 2 gigabytes for a collection, but they'll put it on a cart that can only hold a half a gig and make you download the rest.
Yeah.
Save $1.
Yeah, they did that with the Mega Man collections. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's the point then? I guess the physical ownership.
Yeah, I don't buy those collections because
I didn't buy them. Yeah.
I didn't buy
physicals,
like
yes.
I want, if I'm gonna buy a retro collection, I want them all on the cart or the disc.
Yes.
Yeah, fake physical, man. Yeah, like I said, physical. I don't collect anything.
Oh, what was better?
The 360.
The best one was when Cuphead originally came out and they wouldn't put it on a physical media, and I saw it at Best Buy, like physical media, and Xbox cart. It had a label and everything. Cuphead, and I look at it. It's like there's no disc in here. It's just a code. Yep. It's like, why'd you do this?
It's crazy.
Cool.
Absolutely bonkers.
This has been awesome. I think we're getting to that point. You guys have stuff, final thoughts, things you want to promote on the channels, all that good stuff.
Well, I've got I reposted a video that should be up now. My renovation collection video. I had a really long version of it, but somebody let me know a couple weeks ago that there was actually a game missing from it. I forgot to edit it into that video. So I re-edited that video and I inserted the missing part in. So that's a re-upload that is up today. I had one go up earlier this week. I can't remember which one it was, but tomorrow my Sydney Hunter collection video is going up. Unless you're a member, then you can watch it now. But yeah, and that's actually my shortest Evercade video. It's under 10 minutes long.
Thank God.
Yeah, I'm making progress.
That's good stuff.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I just put my Evercade Duke Nukem Collection 2 impressions on the channel, so that's up.
Nice
to watch.
Sweet.
I still think I love it. It's on par with me with Duke Collection 1. Actually, there's more games. There's actually more game in the second than in the first when you think about it, because there's only 8 total levels in the first one. But anyway, this one's really good, and I got a really cool demo video coming out tomorrow called Corridon. It's a free demo. That it's really interesting if you like action RPGs. So that'll drop tomorrow sometime.
Very cool.
Good stuff. What about you, Rich?
So for me, it's now time to continue the content fire hose instead of the unboxing fire hose. And it's definitely time to dip back into more games. We got all sorts of games to be playing right here on Evercade. I'm so far behind on all these collections. I'm gonna
No, you can't say that unless you're further behind than me.
True.
I mean, it might be possible. It might be possible.
Might be,
Time,
actually.
man.
I
I got
think you might
tons. I got tons. But I think I'm actually gonna start with a suggestion from my buddy up here. He was like, "Hey, you know what you really need to do? You need to pull through and play Full Void." And I think I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna start out with. There's gonna be on possibly live streams, which is gonna be kind of cool. I might do that, a little something different there, where it's just like an open door kind of thing. I'm gonna be on a live stream, so if I'm up and live, people that are YouTube buddies check various things. You can just hop in and say hi, that kind of stuff. So that'll be kind of cool. And then of course we got Atari VCS, Polymega. We're gonna find the winner of the race by at least Wednesday of this week. So as far as the Polymega stuff goes, we've got a winner right now. Like, we already know who won, but we're going to you're a winner. Nice.
Oh, it'd be funny if you had the winner is you.
Oh, hey,
No,
Rich,
that's from that trucker game.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's from
Rick.
the truck game.
hey, Rich, guess what? Polymega, they made a mistake and they sent me, no joke, dude, because I had ordered my extra console units, like the modules, like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
They sent me, and I already received them, and they sent me 2 other boxes with the exact same modules. So now I've got 2 extra of Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Genesis modules.
No way.
And I'm like, but I only paid for 1.
That's wild.
And
Send
I've
them to
got
Rich.
these 2 sets, so I'm gonna throw them up on eBay and sell them.
Before you do that, throw up a quote in the Discord, and I might make you an offer there.
Yeah, well,
right?
if you want, I've got 2 extra sets, and I'm like, I was telling my wife, and I'm like, I know I didn't pay. I went in Polymega and checked. I only have 1 order, and I'm like, this. And it was funny because each one had the exact same order and waybill in there.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah,
That's
but I
awesome.
did have to pay like $40 duty. But
Okay.
like,
All right.
Duty.
yeah, so I've got like all these extra sets, and I only have 1 base station, and I'm like, so I've got I didn't get so I've got the Super Nintendo, the Nintendo, and the Genesis extra modules. So
That's a good time.
Anything,
so Polymega is like just completely just. Hey, good on you, Polymega. Thank you. Because I was the only one for years keeping the light on for Polymega. Remember, Rich, back in the dark days, like 5 years ago? I
Yeah.
was the only one keeping the light on. Everybody gave me crap.
Yeah. Well, like sometimes it's the patience that pays off, right?
Scalping Pete, damn tootin'.
Anything else you have? Anything else you have to promote, Rich?
Hey,
Other than that, I mean, we'll be back with some card action probably sometime this coming week.
Heck yeah.
Is that your channel nobody knows about, Scalpin' Pete?
Scalpin' Pete.
But 1 year. My channel I'm talking about is from 2007, Crow.
Wow.
So we just talk about what I have coming up next week. So yeah, I went through the painstaking trouble, and I've been wanting to do this for a long time, of ranking all the carts from 20 to 23. Did it physical, and yeah, you may be some Full Void. I rated that, and so there will be some S tiers, there will be some Fs, but I go ahead and I explain all that, and I say it's specific to me, and then to eBeg or whatever. So yeah, I will make a video of getting sent stuff.
eBegger.
The channel has a PO box. Can I keep it for a few months if people want me to
Send them your shit. I mean stuff.
Yeah. Hopefully like retro related. Like keep them. Hopefully people would send things that I would want. But
yes, be nice, Dad. Don't send them crap.
Yes, thank you, Pete. Thank you. Yeah. So if you want,
but actually, it's about time you did a ranking video. You are an Evercade dedicated channel. Get on that, man. What's wrong?
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I did. I needed to find a break with all the carts. So yeah, I did go through and rank all those. Physical way. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, you want to send me?
Already did rankings, and we're not even dedicated to Evercades. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, actually, every single one of my videos, I rank the collection. I have a big giant spreadsheet with all the other. No, shit, it's a tier list with all the collections. I put it in there, rank it like S to F or whatever.
And I may go back and do more like top fives and all that. For me, I really like to do like the first impressions and follow-ups, but yeah, kind of in between. But yeah, I'm excited about that. And if you want to, like I said, if you want to send me stuff, we have a PO box now, and you'll see videos on the stuff that like Phantom sends. And yeah, I think that's
Nice.
I think if I had to rank the carts, every video I'd rank them differently because I feel like I'm not consistent in what I would rank them. Like I would say one day I'd say this is the best, and a week later I'd probably say something else was the best. That's why I don't do ranking.
I mean, that's why you should do a ranking video every week.
there you go. There you go.
No, I don't even do an Evercade video every week.
Alrighty, all awesome
Very
stuff.
cool.
Great show. Thank you so much to our viewers and channel members and everybody who support all of us and all of our channels. Before I roll the ending credits, and anybody have anything else to say?
No, just thanks to the awesome chat. 30 people hanging in there all the way to the end. It's awesome.
Yeah, they don't have anything else better to do.
Or they
Super
could be doing that other thing that while they're watching.
We appreciate everyone's respect. Everyone's
100%.
Of course.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much, everybody. Bye bye.